Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Now for those people who actually do watch me for my ARC videos, don't worry, this is not me changing my content, this is just me adding content onto what I already do. So like I said, I'm just going to be making gaming news content as well as my original content. So anyway, let's get straight into the video and I hope you guys do actually enjoy. So for them people who actually do play Cyberpunk, you will have probably noticed that there has been a massive update that has actually been added. Now, it has been a different update for everyone on different consoles. My update is actually currently 40 gigabytes on the Xbox Series X, and I believe it's like 34 gig for other consoles and stuff like that. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is just going through all the new patches on stuff that's been added. I'm just going to try and make it into the shortest video as possible, just get all the information out there for you guys as quick as I can, because a lot of videos are like 25 minutes long, so I want to at least keep this below like 10 minutes and just try and get everything out there. Now there's at least over 500 probably fixes that has been added into this update, so I'm not going to be going through all the fixes. What I'm just going to be going through is the stuff that's been added and the important stuff really, because a lot of the patches are just little glitches that don't happen for everyone and maybe happen for like 2 in 10 people or something like that. But let's just get straight into the things that have been added. So the first thing that's actually been added is the Gorilla Arms damage has been increased by 20%. So that's like a nice little thing to obviously see that they are obviously increasing that. Obviously 20% more, so that's going to be quite useful and stuff like that. Now, the next thing that they've actually added or changed is getting knocked down by vehicles no longer kills V after unlocking the rock perk. So that's going to be quite useful for some people if they was experiencing obviously getting killed when they were getting knocked down, when they've obviously got the perk and stuff. And I think they've also changed the level you actually need to be to get this perk as well. I think I did see that somewhere in the patch notes earlier on. But at the end of the video, I've actually got a screen recording of all the patch notes that have been added, and there's a lot of them. So obviously that's why I can't go through all of them. Next up, the NPCPD spawn radius for when the players commits a crime has been increased. So obviously a larger radius has obviously been added. So you're going to get more chance of getting caught doing a crime and stuff like that, basically, and obviously get a higher like wanted level and stuff. Because of how close they've obviously changed it. Next up, they've actually added a new steering sensitivity slider added to control settings, so allowing reduced steering speed for all vehicles and all input devices, particularly useful for keyboard users. So as you see there, it's going to be quite useful for quite a lot of people who play Cyberpunk. The next up is the adjusted the vehicle steering codes to work better in a low and extreme high frame rate situations to produce more consistent results, improving steering on base consoles noticeably. Next up, they've actually unstuck rocking / rotating features added to all vehicles. Use left stick or A/D, W/S or L shift / LCTRL to engage rocking and rotating to stuck / beached vehicles to try and free them. Next up, they've actually added the minor driving model tune revisions to some vehicles to improve steering, cure excessive body roll and oversteer. So there's a lot of like I would say dynamic changes that they've actually added to obviously give us a better performance when driving vehicles and steering vehicles, especially that unstuck rocking / rotating feature. I think that's going to become in really handy. Like I say, if you do get your vehicle stuck or something, it's going to be easy to obviously get it unstuck or off whatever you're stuck on. Now next up, they've actually added the picking up or grappling and NPC with a burning or EMP status now transfers the status to the player. So that's a new thing they've obviously added, and like I say, they've changed quite a lot of things. Mostly for this update is all patch notes really, because for quite a lot of people, if you did know, when Cyberpunk did come out, it was just full of glitches, one of the most glitchiest games, and they've obviously tried to fix all that. Next up, they've obviously added the clothing vendors now sell items more suitable for the location. So obviously now the location you're in the Cyberpunk world, obviously you're going to get different clothing items based on different locations you are. So that'll be interesting to see what clothing items they're obviously going to bring to different locations and stuff like that. So that's a nice little touch, I say, and feature they've actually managed to add. Now next up, they've actually disembling a grenade now properly grants common and uncommon components. Now obviously before I didn't really experience this because I've never dismantled grenades or anything, but bad looks this, there wasn't obviously granting you the components properly. But now they've obviously fixed that, and that'll probably be useful for some people. I'm not too sure on that. But I've never really got into that type of stuff. Now, next up, this is just obviously the title. The next things I'm going to go through now is everything that's actually been added in the open world. So first of all, collisions will no longer fail to stream in randomly during driving, which could lead to V driving into buildings and falling out of the world. So they've obviously added a little bug fix there to stop people obviously experience falling out of the map and hitting the collisions and stuff like that. Now next up, the NPCs hit by a car will now immediately run in panic. And they've also added different animation variations for pedestrians running away from a vehicle. So you know how Cyberpunk is. That might be quite kind of funny to obviously see. Or it might be more like a realistic turn they've obviously tried to add. I'm not too sure. Obviously, my game's still currently updating right now, so I can't really visually see any of these new changes. Now, next up, they've added a missing unauthorized prompt for elevators protected by authorization. So that's another feature obviously added into the open world. Now, obviously, there might be some elements and stuff missing from this video, but like I'm trying to say, I'm going to cut this down as short as possible for you guys, just to get as much information as possible. Next up is obviously just the graphics, audio, and animation changes or stuff they've added. So first of all, they've added visual quality of some elements when underwater. So I'm actually really happy about this because I thought it was a bit unrealistic when you was underwater, and obviously the elements was just like a bit weird. Then next up, they've actually added a button hints in order to move forward on the treadmill in Where Is My Mind. Now, there's a lot of little changes that they've actually added in like varies of quest missions and like main missions and stuff. But like I say, I'm not going to go through them because the video would drag way too long. They've also added an option to craft multiple items at once. So that'd be kind of interesting to see and kind of useful for some users. And then next up, they've actually added a disable state to mod slots when there are no available mods to equip. And yeah, so like I say, hopefully you are happy with this video. That's me just trying to get into like all the points that have actually been added. As you can see here now, this is just a quick recording of me just showing you everything that's actually been added in this update. And a lot of these, when I was scanning through it, as you can see in the clip now, a lot of them are just fixed an issue or fixed this or adjusted this and stuff like that. So a lot of them are irrelevant to quite a lot of people, but obviously if you do want to read through this on your own, you can either pause the video and keep reading them separately, or you can obviously I'll leave the link in the description down below to the actual website where you can actually view these. So you can obviously see it for yourself, and there's so many of these new fixes, which I'm actually really pleased of, because like I say, it was really laggy. Well, not really laggy, sorry, really glitchy at first. There was a lot of glitches, and there was a lot of complaints when this game did first come out about how many glitches was actually in this game, and a lot of people were saying it was basically unplayable. And obviously they've tried to fix that now, obviously bringing out this 40 gig update. And like I say, the stuff I'm actually showing you in this video are the main things that have actually been added, so like new features that have been added, and everything else is pretty much fixes and obviously adjusted or improved features, and like, if that makes sense. And here's like a couple of new things that I did miss out for side missions and quest missions, but I thought there's kind of irrelevant for this video, as in not like key points, if that does make sense. So I've just tried to make this as short as possible for you guys.